Does your OC looks different every time you draw them? Well, you're not alone. So today, we'll be designing an OC reference using Clip Studio Paint. Thanks to Clip Studio Paint for making this video possible. Now let's start. So here's my OC Yuna, and I want her to look the same consistently, so she's more recognizable every time I draw her. So here's an old OC reference that I did before, and yeah, it's pretty okay, but we'll do better this time with the help of the 3D models. Now let's just open the material tab, and then let's drag and drop the face model here. And what I love about this 3D model is its customizable settings where you can edit it depending on your liking. Like, you can edit the eyes, the nose, the lips, and the width of the eye, the height of like any facial features that more suited in your style that you're going for. If you do anime art style or semi-realism, it doesn't matter because you can customize the 3D model however you'd like. I just started using the app, and there's definitely a learning curve and getting used to, but because I'm used to a very minimalistic UI like Ibis, so I'm really glad they made this feature simple mode where it's less overwhelming if you're used to a minimalistic workspace, and it's more intuitive to navigate. However, I wanted to get used to its studio type interface, so I stick with it more because I am planning on using Clip Studio Paint more after using it for some time now. Now for the sketch. I'm just gonna sketch her front view, side view, and trifid view. And wait, should I do a full body? Maybe next time, because I want to focus on how her face would look like in different angles. Okay, so now we're done with the sketch, and I'll just lower the opacity of this layer and start with the line art. I'm just using the basic default brushes, by the way, for this, and it's so good. You can download a lot of different brushes on Clip Studio Paint assets that can help you have a more swift and efficient process, especially if you're doing a webtoon. Also downloaded this brush from the CSP assets where there's so many different materials you can choose from, like different brushes, different you can also actually download workspace there if you like, you know, you don't want to customize it from scratch. You can also download a workspace materials on the Clip Studio Paint assets, as well as 3D poses and all of this stuff, so you can have a more efficient and fast process on creating your artwork. So now for the coloring. After doing the line art, I'll just put a new layer and put it below the line art layer and start adding the base colors. Here you see me drawing the outline of the characters. I do this because I want it to be the main color for things like hair or skin. This way I don't need lots of layers. I can just add new colors on this one layer I made, and it makes things easier for me. And kind of like more organized, because if I have like lots of layers, it kind of messes up with my brain, so. Now I'm just gonna fill in the other base colors of the character, and I'll get back to you later. There's this feature called Auto Shading Assist, which is good if you want to easily black out the colors and see what will fit to the lighting you're going for. For me, I love picking all the colors myself, so I might not really use this feature that much. It's not too perfect, but it's quite impressive how it blacks out the colors for you to give you an idea on how to make your shading look more believable. So here's how it's done. You can move around this circle right here so you can like see what direction of the light you're going for, or how intense the light that you're going for. So yeah, once you open auto shading, you will see this cell shading and soft shading. Basically, cell shading is more of like an anime style, and it's kind of like more solid shading, while smooth shading creates a more airbrush effect and soft edge shading. Now I'm gonna start shading the skin, and usually my thought process when I'm drawing is very kind of like chaotic because I'm so indecisive on what would look better, and then I just paint over everything after it starts to look complete and more believable. My OC is an idol, and for this design I kind of want her to kind of like a pretty view of her when she was still in high school. I'll make the lighting here more neutral and keep it simple. You know what, when I say I'm just gonna do simple and quick artwork, I always end up still polishing it more because I'm such a perfectionist. Like I can't help it. Like I just can't. Okay, so when I use the blur or blending tool, I don't blur everything, just the edges close to the light. Now here's a tip for drawing skin: don't blend too much, and make sure you know where to keep the edges hard and where to make them soft. A lot of beginners make a mistake by blending too much. They color in the shadows, and because of too much blending, it's hard to see where the shadows and the light are. So don't forget to keep things clear and different. I also noticed some comments about how I draw hair, and I might make a video about it, but basically, I paint the hair similar to how I do the skin. The most important thing is figuring out where to put the shadows and where to add the lights. After I've got that sorted, for extra detail, I like to add lots of extra strand to give it a realistic touch and illusion of details. By the way, my most favorite part of my art process is adding the highlights. I don't know how many times I've said it before, but it's just satisfying for me because it just makes the art more pop, you know? If there's some areas on your artwork that looks slightly wonky, you can tweak it using the liquify tool, and I love that you can now liquify all selected layers at once without needing to merge everything in one layer just to do so. Now I'm just gonna polish and render everything, and I will get back to you in a second. And by the way, CSP is available on iPads, Windows, macOS, and other mobile devices. Plus, they offer a free trial so you can try it out after watching this video. Okay, so here's the finished illustration, and as you can see, my process is still pretty smooth, even though I still have a lot to learn about the program. And if you want to try out the app, I'll link it in the description below. It's available on iPads, Windows, macOS, and other mobile devices. Plus, they offer a free trial so you can try it out after watching this video. There's lots of more cool features that I haven't included in this video, so check it out in their website and try it out for yourself and see how you'd love them. Thank you for watching, and consider subscribing if you haven't, and turn on notifications to get notified when I publish new videos. And I'll see you on my next one. Toodaloo.